Hey there everybody, and welcome back to more Sword of Etheria. So, last time around we were pretty successful in freeing the children, and we were rewarded with quite a bit of Etheria. Not only that, we did find our first piece of equipment in a level, though to be quite honest, it's not that great of an item. Still, it does give us an opportunity to return it to Etheria and get a little bit more currency, because we do want to keep on upgrading our characters. Get Almira on par with everybody else, but well, even though it may seem like we had a lot of Etheria, you'll notice that the price of upgrades is starting to just skyrocket more and more. Now, there are pieces of equipment we can buy to increase the amount of Etheria we get, but, well, there will be other things we can do to also help us get some more Etheria. For right now, though, let's go ahead and head into the next stage and see what lies in store for us. So, as we make our way to the top of the temple, almost immediately we are greeted by what could be a very dangerous situation, but for some reason the enemies here aren't very aggressive and they go down super quick. And that's because these enemies are very unique in that they are almost keys of sorts. Depending on which one you kill, it will open up the door adjacent to them, and while that may seem like maybe this level might have a little less linearity, in all reality, two of the pathways are almost entirely the same outside of the very first floor, and well, the center path is probably the most different of the three, but I decided to go down this pathway because it does have a very special item that we do want to get on the first floor. Normally, I probably would not choose this direction, if only because this first little group of enemies here, they are very, very annoying to fight. They have pretty large health pools, they are pretty evasive, as you can tell as this guy backsteps away from me almost constantly. And even though they do give a pretty large amount of Etheria, it can really be difficult to get your tension gauge up. But yeah, the reason we want to come over here is in this chest. It's because this is the only way to get the collectible for the level. Now there are some new surprises waiting, such as these super bizarre variants of the frogmen. Volo Ventus, as they are called. As far as I can tell, maybe that name means to fly with the wind. was having a little bit of trouble figuring out the exact Latin translation of Ventus. I think it has something to do with wind, maybe? Yeah, they're pretty much on par with just the baseline frogmen. They are just oddly ice skating around. I don't know if that's supposed to make them more evasive, but it looks really, really goofy. But yeah, our objective for this level is pretty simple. It's just making our way to the top, but as you can imagine, as we are getting further and further into the game, the enemy encounters are just going to become more and more difficult. And that's why it's always good to keep doing the training and learning some of the more advanced techniques. Now, I haven't really been going into them in too much depth, but since we're going to be doing quite a bit of combat here, I guess I should explain at least some of it. Now, you may notice that occasionally, after some of my combos, especially ones that leave me up in the air, after I do a upward juggle, you'll notice that sometimes I will hop backwards. And that's because you can do something of a combo cancel, and by doing that combo cancel, you're able to dash in midair, or just really continue doing a midair combo, which allows you to do some extra damage, and in addition, well, you can do an additional juggle, sometimes, you know, building up your attention gauge just a little bit more. So here we are seeing the partner tension attack, the partner death blow, if you will, between Phil and Almira. We already saw the one between Phil and Leon before, where they'll kind of do a dash forward, hitting multiple enemies. But I do kind of enjoy Almira's just a little bit more because it just seems to be better for hitting crowds of enemies. So yeah, pretty obvious little trap here waiting for us as we get that health. But kind of works more in our favor just because tight quarters, lots of enemies, easy opportunities for death blows.
Nice move! Almira! Leon! Here we go!
Yeah, something else I feel that I failed to mention when the dual death blows was first brought up, at least by me, is the fact that it really is even more of a boon to do, not only for the fact that it just does a massive amount of damage and looks incredibly cool, but it will also increase your Etheria multiplier by even more. I think normally when you do a finisher with a death blow, at least a consecutive one, I think at most it only increases by, I think, about 1%. But if you manage to do like a team death blow, I think it ends up almost tripling the multiplier. And if you manage to keep on doing those over and over again, it works with the same multiplicative value as if you were just doing a normal death blow. So you could easily go from 1 times to 3 times to 6 times by just doing, I don't know, maybe 2 team death blows. As you can imagine, though, that at this particular stage of the game, or, you know, if this was your first time playing, well, you might not even see like a team death blow. It can be pretty difficult to do, especially if enemies are especially squishy. It's a little bit easier to do with the heavier enemies. Still though, it's a little bit of a toss-up, which is the better thing to use in some situations. If you're just looking to kill things as quickly as possible, and you already have a level 1 death blow to do, you may as well use it. Still, if you do have a level 2 death blow on tap, you might as well just unleash that. So we get another new item that we will be seeing at the end of the stage. Hopefully it will be a little bit more useful than that conspicuous scarf. Still am a bit foggy on how some of the scarves are useful. I think that scarf would increase the amount of enemy attacks against you, And in all honesty, that isn't especially useful. There doesn't seem to be very many situations where having the enemy attack you more is really a positive.
Amira! Leon, here we go! Here we go!
Yeah, we are still doing excessively well. And, if you can believe it, we are almost to the very top of the tower here. We just have to deal with one exceptionally dangerous set of enemies. I think on that previous floor, the enemy placement was a bit more spread out, so it was a little bit difficult to get some death blows going at the start, but the main danger in this group of enemies is going to be that large axe-wielding fellow, because while everybody else is just kind of a single target type of enemy, that axe-wielding guy will just get into the center of all of it and probably manage to hit all three of us at one time.
Leon! Almira! Seal! Here we go! Almira! I'm on it!
Still, once he's by himself, he's a lot more easier to deal with, though Leon got a little bit too overzealous there. We didn't manage to unleash our level 2, but hey, there's probably another... Oh. Actually, no, there's not another ambush in here, amazingly enough. Yeah, with all that out of the way, it is, amazingly, time to fight the boss.
Well, well, look what came wandering in.
The traitors.
Juju and Gollum.
The whole Oz team, huh? Don't you guys have anything better to do?
Oz? These guys are Oz too?
We knew you'd show up if we waited here long enough.
What?
Feel?
Dorothy!
Feel?
Hey, you're right. It is Phil.
Did you come to rescue us?
Let my little sister and the other children go. I don't want to fight you.
Get a load of this guy. I never met anybody who could fight Vetus and live to tell about it. Now it's my turn to have a little fun with you.
Don't be so frivolous, young lady. This is not supposed to be fun. How dare you take the orders of the gods so lightly?
Why do you always have to ruin the fun? Look, as long as I do my job, it makes no difference, right?
That's right, it makes no difference. So let's get started.
I guess we don't have any other choice.
Get him, Phil! Yeah! Knock him flying! Yeah!
Good luck, Phil!
What in the...
What now?
Dorothy!
Juju, Gollum, I leave them to you.
Wait! Where are you taking Dorothy?
That boy might be the child of the gods. Take him alive if you can.
What would anybody want with an imperfect creation like that?
Creation?
What, you didn't know? Did you think an ordinary human could use Etheria or a Lex? You're nothing nothing but a little puppet the gods made. And here you are, defying the very gods that made you. You really are a pathetic reject.
Feel. Don't listen to that nonsense.
Keep it together there, kid. You want to send these guys packing and go after your little sister, don't you?
Let's do it.
So it's now time to meet the other two members of the new Oz team, Gollum and Juju. Not really sure where that name is inspired from. Apparently in the French version, her name is just straight up Julia. I'm not sure why in English her name is Juju, but all that aside, Gollum and Juju are actually a pretty difficult fight. They kind of share the same roles as Leon and Almira do in their Oz team. Juju is a very fast, long-range type of character. She does have some range with her needle-like appendages, or wings, I guess. And Gollum, being more, I guess closer to Leon, is more of an up-close, strength-based brawler. Now, the thing is, while they are both difficult, they don't have the same kind of synchronicity that I think the original Oz team had. And you can sometimes get them to accidentally attack each other, and they'll daze each other pretty quickly. Otherwise, it's probably best just to focus fire on one of them, because, well, the actual way to finish this fight is just to defeat one of them. You don't need to worry about taking down both.
Keep out of my way, young lady! Pitiful! And you call yourself a member of Oz?
Oh, shut up! If you hadn't gotten in my way, this never would have happened!
So is Feel the possible child of the gods? Well, there's only one way and one place to find out, and that is in Theologia. And that is where we will be heading next time. See you then.